Hello. Well, it's March the 25th, Monday. Isn't this month just rolling past too fast? January and February seem to drag, and this month is, well, it's just flying past with no stopping. I do believe it's Easter next weekend. Well, how's your days been going this month? Have you been able to plant as much as you wanted to? Been able to sow as much as you wanted to? Been able to get your beds ready? Is your allotment finally where you want it for the start of a really good sowing season in April and May? Or are you still struggling to get there because it's been so wet? Here in North Shropshire in the UK, it's been really wet, and just like most of the rest of England actually. We've still got water laying in some of the fields around here. Farmers seem to be struggling. Rows are caked in mud where they're trying to get into the fields, and they're doing what work they can, but bringing out loads of mud on the tyres of the tractors. So, well, and it's been so wet today, and it's just generally miserable out there, and it's chilly. I thought, let's get the seeds out. Let's just make sure I've got all the seeds I need for the rest of the year. So that's what I've done. How do you arrange your seeds? Do it at the start of the year, you think to yourself, right, this is what I'm going to grow. Do you make a list? Or do you just sort of go through the catalogues? I'll have one of them, I'll have two of them, one of them, and so on. I tend to have a set pattern. I had a set pattern at the allotments, and now I'm gardening at home. I'm having a set pattern here. I find the set pattern makes my life easier, and God forbid there's too much hassle in life as it is without getting loads more. Isn't there, Bo? Too much hassle. Yeah, he agrees. Do you agree? Yeah, I thought you did. Right, so I start off the year with growing 3 particular crops, and they're sown in the greenhouse in containers. One is salad leaf mesclun mixed, the other is salad leaf kale red rubble, and the other one is radish pink beauty. Now, these 3 I grow all year round, every month of the year, and they're grown in the greenhouse. Come March, then I'll grow half a packet in the greenhouse, I'll grow half a packet outside per month, and this will carry on right the way through till August, maybe September, and then they will go back into the greenhouse where I can carry on sowing them for the rest of the year. So I can get 12-month crop from them. If they don't seem to be, over the winter months, producing radish bulbs, then I'll just use the tops. Cut the tops while they're still young, mix them in with the 2 other salads, and you've got a nice mixed green salad with a little bit of peppery sort of hint from the radishes. Come March right through to September, I'll grow spring onions. There again, these are going to be container grown. Now they're going to be grown outside in containers. With the salad leaf and the radishes, I've said they'll be grown inside, apart from March through to September, when I'll grow half a packet outside per month to get the bulbs. But the spring onions will be sown outside, and they'll be sown direct. Everything, the salad leaf and the radish are sown direct. In March, I'll also start sowing carrots. Now they're sown direct outside in containers. In a container, I can control what they're being sown into. I can make sure that It's a compost, or it's a well sieved soil, that there's no stones etc. that's going to make them split, and it means then I get hopefully the best crop I can. And come September, that's no more be sown. The September ones, if we were to get sort of a bad autumn, I can just pick the container up, put it in the greenhouse. March also brings in beetroot, and then again direct sown. And I'll grow beetroots through March through to July, and they'll be sown outside in the ground, no greenhouse, no containers. March to me also brings in peas, broad beans. With March, I'll start the 1st of March, I'll make sure I've got the first lot of peas in. And I'll sow peas once a month through till the end of June. With the broad beans, I'll start those February and sow them right through till March. And they're going to be sown in modules. The peas I sow direct into the ground. I've never had any problems with doing that. I find peas, them very hardy. So, an open allotment wasn't the problem. In the garden where I've got, 5-foot wall and a 6-foot hedge, and the house on one side, if I go on one side, small microclimate you might say, it's not a problem. So the broad beans I'll start off, and once they're big enough, I'll then take them out of the modules or the pots, whatever I've got them in, and plant them direct as soon as they've hardened off. French beans. Now, the French beans I don't start till May, and I'll grow French beans May and June. I'll sow them. I get one sown in May, one sown in June, and I always grow the same ones. I always grow a Borlotti bean. Now, potatoes. Potatoes with many people are one of the most stable crops that you can plant. Now, March through to April, I sow the earlies in the beginning of March, the second earlies end of March, and the main crop normally by the second week of April. If I can keep them from going too long after they've chitted. Parsnips, February and March. Now then again, I direct sow, and just like the carrots, I sow them into containers. I need to be able to control that soil, what they're in. I want them to grow, nice straight carrots, nice straight parsnips. I don't want forked carrots and parsnips. Makes them hard for sorting out. I'm an advocate of not peeling potatoes, carrots, parsnips. Just give them a good wash, give them a good scrub. All that nutrient that's in the skin of those root veg, you lose when you peel them. So give them a good scrub, slice them, dice them, whatever you're going to do with them, stick them in the oven, stick them in a pot, cook them. Beautiful. These are my 10 must-have crops, aren't they? There are 10 must-have crops, yes. And without these, as far as I'm concerned, I've not fulfilled what I need to grow for the year. But then come the extras. Now, I class these as extras. As long as I've got space for my 10 staple crops, my 10 must-haves, the rest of them, if I can find space for them, I'll fit them in. If I can't find space, I'm not going to worry. Pumpkins. Now, pumpkins, April to May I normally sow those. Personally, I start them off the first week of April. Excuse me. The same as the courgettes, and I'll start them off in modules or pots, depending on what I've got available. Now, with those, yes, they can take up a lot of room. If it came to the push, I'd grow them out the front. I've got loads of a big lawn out the front. In fact, the lawn out the front is bigger than my veg patch out the back. So I'll grow them out the front. Cucumbers, I start them off in February. I've always got backup packets. So if the one's in February, which is normally the Chinese Slangen, if they don't succeed, I've got other ones that I can grow starting in April. So I've always got a backup, and it's wise having a backup plan. Cucumbers the same. If you've got a backup, then you haven't got to worry about losing a crop. But with the cucumber, the same as tomatoes, I'll start tomatoes off in February. But there again, I've got backup packets to grow more if I need to. Sweet corn. I have grown sweet corn in the garden. I've grown it in amongst the plants. I normally start them off in modules, let them get to about a foot tall, pop them on into pots, let them get into about a foot tall, then plant them in amongst the flowers in the ornamental bed. But make sure you've got at least a little group of 4, because don't forget, the pollination has to be where they're close together, and a group of 4 to me would be about the minimum group I would have. So they're planted in a little group of 4 so that the pollen can reach each plant. The other plants which I grow if I've got room is broccoli, which is 60-day rab. I will start that off in February, and I will grow some and sow right the way through till as late as September. Cauliflower and cabbage. Cauliflower I use all year round, I start off in March, the same as a cabbage. Now if I haven't got any room to grow any more, then what I've got in the garden will be it. Those are my must-haves. Now, because I've never grown in the garden here at home, I've always grown on the allotment. I've never had a problem. But to my, I can't say annoyance, but I've found that the garden, unfortunately, I can't grow onions. All the autumn onions which I put in, yes, they started growing, they came up so far, but with the wet weather, it's done no good. And I've now found that I've got onion white rot in the garden. Never realised I had it, didn't know I had it, but now I've got it. I am looking at a couple of things that I can do to try and get rid of the white rot, so they say. But whether it will actually get rid of the white rot, I don't know. But to be honest, onions are quite cheap enough to buy. Yes, I've got a load of onion sets out there, spring planting onion sets. I've got some into shop bought compost. I've got none in the ground. What I'll do with the rest of them, I'm not sure. It may be a case of having to buy more compost and get them into pots. But I've still got a bit of time to do that before I need to plant them out. So there's my 10 must have, and then my 6 or 7 extras. If I get seeds for anything else, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try. Don't forget, there's also herbs. I've got a range of herbs in the garden. So there's herbs you can grow mixed around your flower borders. There's fruit. You can, there again, why not mix it with your flower borders? I have, and it grows quite well. In fact, it grows really well because with the flowers all around it, the pests and such don't seem to find it so easy. Last year, touch wood, I had no problems at all with the family apple trees. I had no problems with the apples, and I took off, after the 2 apples, I took off approximately, it worked out to about 7.5 kilos of apples from those 2 trees. And considering it was only their second fruiting year, I think for their second year, that was really good. It made me a lot of apple sauce, and I was able to use the other apples, the other family apples, which I didn't turn into sauce, in standard basic cooking. So yeah, I was very happy with that. So that's my planting. That's my 10 standard basic staple foods. What's yours? Tell me what you grow. Tell me how you decide on what you grow. Do you sit down at the start of the year or at the end of the year and work it all out, and then buy all your seeds in? Make sure you've got all your seeds by the end of February for the year. Or do you sort of just look through a catalogue, go to the garden centre, look through, and just think, oh, buy one of them, I'll have one of them, and so on. By planning the year, your growing year, making it so that you can sit down, look at a list of what you'll be growing, or do like I do, put it all in packets and put a label on them, mark up the date, January, February, March, so on, and then put on there what that month you're sowing. That bag will do you for years then. Means, come the autumn, come the spring, when I'm going to start looking at what seeds to buy, I just look at the bags and think, yeah, I need X amount of these. Life is a lot easier. So let me know what you think. I'm going to wrap it up for now, and I'll catch you again in the week. As I said, there's a marmalade making video coming up. There's a short video on decanting the blueberry gin. That'll be interesting. And I'll taste it and see what it tastes like. See if it's as good as I've been told it is. And then there's going to be various others. There's going to be one about the quail coming up. You like the quail, don't you, Bo? Yeah, I thought you did. Yeah. He's a bit camera shy at times. You camera shy? So I'm going to finish for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. Please, if you like the videos, please hit the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that bell so you can get all the videos as they come out. And it does help to grow the channel. The bigger the channel gets, the more I can grow it, the more interest I can put in, and the more I can do. In May, I start to go to some of the open garden centres with Bo, the open gardens, and so we'll not only be seeing what's on sale, we'll also be seeing at the open gardens in Shropshire, we'll be seeing what people do in their gardens, how they make their gardens work. They will all, I'm pretty sure they've all got a bit of vegetable interest as well as the flower interest. So thanks for watching. See you later, and bye for now.